In this video, we will look at how to find cube root of a number in about 2 to 3 seconds. So for that, let us see what is actually a cube root. We know that 1 into 1 into 1 is 1. This can be written as 1 cube is equal to 1. Same way, if you have 2 into 2 into 2, this will be 8. Therefore, we can say that 2 cube is 8, or the cube root of 8, this is the symbol for cube root, is equal to 2. But these are small numbers. So if we have to find the cube root of big numbers, we will use a special technique. So for that, let us write down the cubes and cube roots of numbers from 1 to 10. Number and its cube. Suppose you have the number 1. The cube is 1 into 1 into 1, that is 1. Number is 2. 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. 3. 3 into 3 into 3 is 27. Similarly, 4 cube is 64. 5 cube is 125. 6 cube is 216. 7 cube is 343. 8 cube is 512. 9 cube is 729. And 10 cube is 1000. So what do we observe from this? So this is the cube of the number and this is the cube root. This we have written number, it can also be called the cube root. When the cube of the number is 1, the cube root is also 1. When the cube of the number is 4, the cube root is 4. When the cube of the number is 5, the cube root is 5. When the cube of the number is 6, cube root is 6. When the cube of the number is 9, cube root is 9. When the cube of the number is, when the cube of the number ends with 1, the cube root ends with 1. When the cube of the number ends with 4, the cube root ends with 4. Same way, when the cube of the number ends with 5, the cube root ends with 5. Cube of the number ends with 6, cube root ends with 6. Cube of the number ends with 9, the cube root also ends with 9. Cube of the number ends with 0, the cube root ends with 0. When the cube of the number ends with 7, the cube root ends with 3. And when the cube of the number ends with 3, the cube root ends with 7. When the cube of the number ends with 2, the cube root ends with 8. And when the cube of the number ends with 8, the cube root ends with 2. Now let's look at a specific example. Suppose you have 117649. The first step what we will do is we'll take the last 3 digits of the number, that is up to the hundredths digit, and we'll put a slash. Now the cube ends with 9, so the cube root also will end with 9. So the last digit of the cube root will be 9. We have to find the first digit of the cube root. Let us see where this 117 lies. It lies between 64 and 125. Now, is 117 closer to 64 or is it closer to 125? Clearly, it's closer to 125. So, the cube root is 59. Suppose you have another number, 287496. Let's again put a slash here. Now the cube ends with 6, the cube root also ends with 6. To find the first digit of the cube root, we will see where 287 lies. It lies between 216 and 343. So is it closer to 216 or is it closer to 343? Clearly we can see that it's closer to 216. Therefore the cube root will be 66. Let's take another example, 405224. Cube of the number ends with 4, cube root also ends with 4. Now to find the first digit, 405 lies between 343 and 512. Does it lie closer to 343 or does it lie closer to 512? Clearly it lies closer to 343. Therefore, our cube root is 74. So with that, we come to an end of this video. For more details on our live classes, I've given the details in the description. You can check it out. Thank you for watching this video. And we have seen that this is much easier than the normal method of finding the cube root, where we use prime factorization, which involves a lot of steps.